What's up, everybody? JonJonTheWise here. I am in front of a studio in my car, and the reason I'm here at this studio, I was invited to do some behind-the-scenes interviewing and some work, and I'm going to be meeting some really cool people playing Cyberpunk Red in person, similar to a style of Critical Role and stuff like that. These are really amazing people. You're going to meet them. I'm going to interview them. This is my first time ever doing like a behind-the-scenes video blog kind of thing. But I just could not miss the opportunity to be here to meet these folks and be on the ground floor of something special. So buckle up, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's check it out.
Hello, everyone at home. My name is Diane Hutton, and I'm here to play Cyberpunk. I've been in several D&D campaigns and done some other systems here and there, some one-shots, but this is my first Cyberpunk experience. Most of my experience with tabletop games has been D&D and then like a small dabble in Pathfinder, and so I'm just very excited to be learning new systems and doing new things. I have enjoyed cyberpunk content that's come out in the last few years, and I think it's just a really rich world to explore and delve into all those different kind of stories you can tell. Mm-hmm. So I am playing Nautica, aka Shitwrecked, and she's media, but she's also corporate, but she also might be like working against corporate as media, so she's got a lot going on. She has very much realized her privileged position in the world and feels like it is kind of almost vigilante duty to take what knowledge she knows and what knowledge she has access to and use it against the people in power she feels are doing the innocent people of the city wrong. I've built a persona for her that is like the epitome of like the privileged, like almost like Paris Hilton type of the world. So like everyone thinks she's this, but really she's this, but no one knows that. She works really hard to come off as like a vapid, shallow party girl that like no one trusts or kind of deals with or has anything to do with. So that's what she presents to the world at large and her family.
My name is Alexis de la Rosa, and I am playing Ricky Wars, the rocker boy. Without giving you any spoilers, he started out in the burbs, ended up on the street. That's his kind of like how he began, and for lots and lots of reasons, he definitely has it out for the corpse. But more, his interest is in revealing the truth on stage. He plays some sort of like neo-punk rock. His parents were punk rockers back in the day, so they're one of his biggest influences. And in a way of honoring them, he's kind of expanding on kind of what they taught him. At some point, he became a very, very very talented, what they call second floor man. Just for survival and stuff, he got really good at sneaking in and out of places without being seen and making sure he left with something in his pocket. And then, but he was always really good with people. So he broke a few hearts along the way as well. I love tabletop role playing. Like many people, I started a long time ago with D&D, but I've actually played the old version of Cyberpunk at least once way back in the day. Shadowrun was another really big thing that I played for a while. No, I just love tabletop role playing. I myself, me and one of the other players actually, we have a weekly D&D game that we play, and I'm hoping that this becomes a regular thing. I also hope Ricky survives. Because
hard in Cyberpunk.
That would be hard, but I guess I better start rolling up a backup character now.
Hi, my name is Anais Morgan. My pronouns are she, they. I'm a player here at Infinite Sided Dice, and I'm so excited to be here for the first day of filming. So I am coming from D&D 5e. I've played a lot of that for maybe 6 years now, I want to say. So I wasn't super familiar with Cyberpunk Rev, the tabletop game. But I am a fan of the genre itself. You know, my favorite anime is Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. So, you know, I kind of had an idea of what it was before going into it. And I've played a little bit of Cyberpunk Red. I'm new to the game, but I really, really like the system, and I'm super excited. It's Marnie Martian. They're a netrunner. She's a total reality junkie, and she's about 19 years old. And she's a pretty new to net running. She grew up in the city. Her parents were also net runners. They tried to shield her from kind of the horrors of what that job can bring. They were disappeared, and she was left alone. And she started working on a virtual reality called the Oldenverse, which you'll see more of in the show. But yeah, so she's more of an artist. She's building the world around her, and you know, at some point the lights are going to get turned off, and she needs to make money. So she teamed up with her friend Dodger, and they just go on net runs and don't ask too many questions.
My name's Danny Herb. I'm playing Brett. Brett's a nomad, and he's kind of like that. He's my different version of like the standard like dumb, big teddy bear kind of character, but he doesn't have a lot of self-confidence. He's not very intelligent, and he knows it, but he's smarter than he thinks he is. But he won't accept that. He won't make any choices for himself. He's just that kind of guy who just wants everybody else to just tell him what to do, and he's the muscle. He'll come in and he wants to protect everyone. Even if they can totally protect themselves, he feels like it's his role to protect them. And that gets him in trouble sometimes with some people who don't want that. So, but he doesn't really care. He's just that kind of dude who he wants to feel like the rock in everybody's situation. He wants to be the one who's protecting everyone. Family didn't leave him. His family's still very much a part of him and his life with his, with his whole nomad tribe. But he felt like it was his time to branch out of his family and try to gain a new family and try to find more people to like assimilate with, but it's mainly because he had a moment where he felt like he shamed all of his family, and so he decided he needs to kind of leave them aside for a little while to sort of prove himself because of something that he did that he's not very proud of. He felt kind of gave himself shame and therefore put shame on his family.
Do they reciprocate that kind of shame?
No, they don't feel like that at all. They're like, I don't know what your problem is, Brett. Like, just come home and hang out. And he's like, no, you don't understand. I shamed everyone. And they're like, dude, you're good. He's like, no, I need to prove myself. They're like, whatever, fine. Like, if that's what you feel. They're all super accepting of him. And his loyalty is obviously top notch, being a nomad. But he himself has his own shame and guilt associated with a mistake he made in the past, and it kind of rules over him. So it sort of clouds a lot of his judgment, it informs a lot of his decisions, and just it contributes to who he is. He's looking for redemption, and he's looking for acceptance with a group of people that he can call like his second family. Because he feels like he burnt his bridge with his family, even though he didn't. He feels like he did, and so he needs to start over and make a new family. Cyberpunk is new to me. I played Shadowrun with Lex, and it's a similar world and kind of a similar feel to it. Although Cyberpunk is different, I feel like Cyberpunk's a little easier in my opinion. It's a little more streamlined with the mechanics and stuff. But it's exciting because the sci-fi setting is really neat and cool. I mean, I'm a big fan of sci-fi and also fantasy. I started with D&D, and I played D&D for like maybe 5 or 6 sessions and was like, I want to do this. I want to DM, and I started building a world 11 years ago, and I brought Lex in, and we've been playing together since my first campaign I started that I DM'd, and then we played with Dustin, and then obviously Dustin with his daughter Anais, and then Anais' friend Day, and we all got together, and that's kind of how the origin story of how we all started this adventure.
I'm Dustin, I play F-150, and I'm a tech.
I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, I'm Dustin, I'm GMing for Infinite Sided Dice. Danny and I, and Lex, and well, I'm connected to everybody, but we've been playing gaming for years, and we always talked about doing an actual play, but I didn't never feel like I had anything to add to the world of Dungeons and Dragons. It's just crowded, and people are doing it better than I could do it, obviously. But then this gentleman, this John, walked into my friendly local game store one day, shout out Green Tower, yep, and said, hey, do you want to play Cyberpunk? And I said, yeah. And I just completely immersed myself in the Cyberpunk world. I really enjoyed our game, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to run my own game. There's no way I'm not gonna do that. And then Danny and I one night were like, hey, let's make an actual play. Let's do this. We've been wanting to do it forever, and this feels right, you know. And then I just started talking about it to everybody, and next thing I know, my best friend from high school, Sean, is just a really connected producer here in Los Angeles, and he was going to lend me some gear, and then I talked to him some more, and then he said, well, actually, let me help you produce. And then he said, actually, my director of photography is a huge gamer, and he's going to love the project. So we got on a Zoom call, and we just started hashing it out, and it grew and grew and grew and grew. And then next thing you know, we got sets designed by professional Hollywood set makers. We got a director of photography bringing in all these crazy lights, and then of course Garrett at Green Tower making all of my sets and scenery for the tabletop. Really, I'm just surrounded by. I'm just like really. I hate to like hashtag blast, but really, I'm just really lucky to be surrounded by like just tons of amazing, talented people, and all I did was just start having ideas. And then next thing you know, a week later, you know, I said, well, it would be cool if there was a backdrop with graffiti on it. And then a few weeks later, I'm going over to this huge set shop, and he's like, check this out. And it's graffiti, and it's the logo. And I'm like, this is amazing. What are you guys doing? How are you doing this? You know? So now I didn't sleep last night because all of this has just led up to me saying, welcome to Night City. And I'm going to have to say that in about 10 minutes, and after that it's all downhill. I've written the campaign. It is set in Night City. I've during Time of the Red 2045, for those of you that are into the lore. Arasaka Tower is a smoking hole in the middle of the city, and there's a red zone, and but I've you know, Night City's so vast. There's so many little nooks and crannies. So I've just found this little nook in the, you know, the south end, too far south to be safe. Our little dive bar where things begin. Yeah, honestly, it was. I went to the players and said, "Send me backstories." I'm like, they're all actors, so like they knew exactly what to do. So they sent me these pages, right? And I really, that was the inspiration. So I'd love to do it. We could do a whole video on campaign building.
We're definitely going to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, these great backstories, and I just started like finding the threads between all of their backstories and building it together, and letting that be the inspiration for everything. So it makes it easier as a GM in a way, because they've already done the work.
Anything you want to tell the folks at home before we sign off?
Yeah, and enjoy the show.
Perfect. Nothing better to say. What's up, guys? This is wild, isn't it? I mean, look at that. I mean, it's going to be something amazing. It's so cool to be able to see this happening in real time as a fan of Cyberpunk. You know, I've been a fan for a really long time. You guys know, you guys have been watching my channel, watching my videos, and to see these people coming together to play my favorite game on this level, it's exactly why I did Under the Crimson Sky. And I'm just so excited to see how this ends up, you know what I mean? So I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I am.
Alright, did you see this?
The graffiti?
Oh my god!
Oh, that's your band name. I love it.
That's so cool. I better not die.
I know, I can be
If you do, you'll be memorialized
be-
on the side of the wall.
I'll be
So
a legend.
I don't know if you were here when I was saying that this wall without graffiti on it, as characters die, we're gonna bring someone in and tag their names on the wall.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's terrible.
Maybe you do want to die. So maybe you do want to die.
Maybe I do.
That might influence how you play.
I want to be on the wall. Oh.
A mark.
Mm-hmm.
B mark. C mark.
Get your battle rolls out now.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying. I just realized I don't think I rolled this yet. I just got it.
Night City. If you look at a map of America, on the edge of it, you'd see an inky black dot with fingers reaching into the country. That would represent what is growing into the megalopolis of Night City. Okay.
Like, try and sneak it, or if he looks away, just like pocket it or something.
What's wrong? You don't want to party tonight?
Oh my god, I had one of these earlier, and like I don't want to double up on it. Oh my gosh, I'm not feeling that wild.
Okay. Here, let's sit down.
Okay.
And you see a tall, slender, bleach blonde hair woman walking down the street that you kind of recognize. And she says, "Oh, little Ricardo Juarez, what are you doing out here?"
Trying to make some eddies.
It's me, your Aunt Judy. Do you don't recognize me?
Aunt Judy?
Yeah. I haven't seen you since. Oof. How are your parents?
70 of this thing. Oh, damn.
Oh, there it is.
Why am I Oh my god, it just exploded twice. Why am I wasting these awesome rolls?
Hold on.
What is this under?
Okay, I just
It's the
imploded.
very last
Oh,
thing.
there it is.
I just imploded and then rolled a 10.
This is my first roll.
I think the implosion explodes.
The implosion explodes.
Oh dear.
Oh
Oh
Yeah. It just keeps going.
Negative
Okay.
23.
Yeah, so it's negative.
23.
What the hell did she put in my drink?
What's your stat?
Hi, John.
This is amazing, dude.
This is a dream setup, right?
This is the dream. This is what I was trying to do in a little apartment.
No, I never thought I'd even.
This is great, dude.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
But you're doing it. And that's what's important.
we have those grease wipes?
They are here.
Now that's what I call content.
All right, there you go. Say
Bye.
Like and subscribe. Hit the bell.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.